It's drill night for these reservists. Time to look sharp for their commanding officer. He is Harjit Singh Sajan, Lieutenant Colonel of the BC Regiment.
Welcome back.
No different than any other officer, he likes to say.
Combat breaks down barriers, we know that, because no one looks at what you look like when the bullets start flying.
A troop leader can actually...
But no question, the story of Canada's first Sikh commanding officer is pretty unique. 6 years old when his parents left India to start from scratch in Canada, Kundan laboring in mills, Vidya picking berries, struggling to raise good Canadian kids.
I
used to take them with me, she says, so they could play close while I picked berries. In my mind, I was always hoping they would go to school and become something. Their boy would grow up to become a Vancouver cop and join the Army Reserves. That made Vidya an anxious mom, but Kundan was all for it until his son's basic training, when Harjit was told he should cut his hair, a violation of his religion. Naturally, it happens, he says, when you're the only Sikh person there. He had a hard time, but I told him, you must trust your faith. Harjit persevered. He wouldn't cut his hair or trim his beard. Now, though, he refuses to dwell on the barriers or slurs he faced. These days, he says, diversity equals military intelligence.
It's not political correctness. For the Canadian Forces, it's an operational necessity, and we've proven that overseas.
Indeed, in Bosnia, and 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan, Sajan proved himself on the battlefield. As a special advisor to a Canadian commander, then an American general.
The running joke was, no, I can't, there's no way, how could I be the special advisor looking like this, right?
His Sikh background and police training were invaluable, connecting with local Afghans, helping gain intelligence about insurgents.
Immediately, because of the warrior culture, you get respect. And wearing a uniform, again, you can get greater respect. So you don't have to go through this rapport-building process.
Sajan's bravery saved hundreds of lives, according to a general. His hard work won him promotion, according to his dad. If you work with determination, he says, then you get recognition, and your parents and the community and the country will be happy. When the community gathered last week to remember World War I veteran Private Buckham Singh, the only Sikh Canadian with a military grave in Canada, Sajan was an honored guest.
When Canada was at war, he volunteered, and it's because of him that I am a commanding officer today.
Perhaps the older ones who look at the Lieutenant Colonel recognize the irony that he commands the very regiment which, notoriously, in 1914, forced the Kamagata Maru to sail back to India, barring hundreds of Sikhs from entering Canada. Sajan symbolizes a victory then, but on Remembrance Day, he thinks of losses, the soldiers who died beside him in Afghanistan.
Having to carry your wounded soldiers off the battlefield, not just wounded, but ones that have been killed, and place them on a helicopter, nothing prepares you for that. It's it.
Now his only goal, to train his soldiers, one of Canada's most diverse regiments.
We are all Canadians, and we have every right to serve our country and die for our country as well.
A sacrifice more willingly made for a country that recognizes cultural strengths can translate into military might. Duncan McHugh, CBC News, Vancouver.